We're live. Can you hear me? Oh,
Yeah, I can.
huh?
Hello.
We're live.
Are we?
Yeah.
Okay. Uh,
Um.
well, let's just talk about
What's up?
male hygiene. Oh,
What?
let's wait for somebody to join. And then
What's
we'll
up,
talk about,
YouTube? What's up, YouTube? It's your boy. T. I'm here with Matt. Yeah, it's Matt and T.
It's not working right now, folks.
Yeah. Idiot.
We're just trying something new, because sometimes in life you have to, progress, right? And and it wasn't possible to make videos, every day. So now we're going to stream. You're gonna ask us questions.
Hopefully, watch us. Cool.
100% organic kombucha right now.
Yeah, just a moment ago, I had some chocolate milk.
That's incredibly unhealthy.
Oh,
You're blasting your brain with estrogen.
yeah. Sorry about that. Oh.
How many people are viewing?
I think just you.
No, I'm not viewing. I'm on the I'm not watching. I'm not on the YouTube channel. I'm on the only in the Google Hangouts. I don't know if that counts as viewing. Got one viewer. Congratulations. One viewer.
Yeah. Yeah. It looks like we do have a viewer.
Me?
Yeah. I had the stream up. They can hear you.
Oh wow! I was surprised that worked.
Yeah. Seemed as if it wouldn't work, but guess what? It did. So, you guys have any? Do you have any question, viewer? Yeah. Just type it in chat, and we'll see it. Yeah.
I'm gonna go jack off while we wait for people.
Hey. No.
Just kidding.
Because it's a no fap channel, and something that we don't do is masturbate. It's kind of our thing, you could say.
Maybe once every 6 months to achieve the 90 days.
Yeah.
Keep your pipes clean, right?
Yeah.
This is the official first NoFap live stream.
Yeah.
To ever be recorded.
Talk about except for those like 16 test ones, am I right? Viewer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, are you the viewer by any chance?
We have 2 viewers, thank you.
2 viewers.
I'm one. And you are the other.
Don't be shy.
Yeah.
Nothing frightening about him. He's just lying down with half of his face on the camera.
Yeah. Am I right?
talk about the 2-week relapse. It seems like a very common issue. After 2 weeks, a lot of
You
people
just relapse.
do what?
They relapse after 2 weeks, right?
Did somebody type that?
Huh?
No.
What?
They relapse
Who?
after 2 weeks.
Yeah. Yeah. No one typed that. Where did you get that from? I'm lost.
I got that from a lot of the comments that we see. I mention a 2-week relapse period where they just can't do it anymore. And they relapse, and we're going to address that. You know, one of the biggest things that causes that is a feeling of accomplishment. You think, oh, I got 2 weeks done.
2 weeks. What else is there to do?
Right.
Guess what, guys? It's a lifestyle. It's not like a challenge.
Yeah, the benefits
there's no
end.
There's no end goal. It's just you do, you know. That's where your mindset has to be. And if it's not there, then sorry, guys, you can't be successful within the NoFap lifestyle. Yeah.
Well said.
Yeah. I said it. Yeah. You know, one thing I noticed about my face is my nostrils. They're even. I'd like to think. Tell me otherwise if I'm wrong.
Well, one thing personally happens as your free testosterone levels rise. Start to notice it's like face changes. You know, your chin.
Yeah, nothing.
Be like his. See? From the side. You know. Yeah, if you want to be a male model, your chin has to be at least 2 inches in front of your forehead. And that's just a common ideology. And NoFap will help to achieve that. Because it's a feature of testosterone is a massively protruding chin, and that's what we're going for here.
Yeah. That's the fresh kombucha.
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 Kombucha is a fermented drink originating in, I believe, Korea. It's an ancient drink, one of the first beverages that they drank to improve testosterone, I believe.
Yeah. You know, one thing they say that improves testosterone is all these pills and these powders, and they say they have scientific research behind it, but I've got news for you guys.
Research, right?
It's not scientific.
It's no
at all. It's not scientific at all. These pills are just
sugar pills.
Pretty much. I mean, they just tell you like you have more testosterone.
You know, and
guess what?
The ladies will like it too, right? No, wrong.
But the real way to improve your testosterone is natural. And a couple ways to do that are don't toss those yolks. And don't drink low-fat drinks. And go to bed, sleep long hours, you know.
Take cold showers immediately upon waking
Yes,
up.
cold showers.
Sleep in the
on.
shower and then schedule the shower to go off when you wake up. So you don't have to have the warm, comfy transition time between, you know, sleeping and cold showering. And then you're in it, just like that, you know?
And then don't drink, obviously. And
well, unless you're going to be driving. Well, no, don't do that.
And stay clear of soy. Eat natural nuts. Those will boost your testosterone. Remember, eat healthy fats.
Avocados.
Yes, avocados, almonds.
Yeah.
There's a lot of ways. And another thing, oysters. You know, oysters are good. I mean, if you're not a seafood guy, then I mean, just eat more almonds. But if you've got the income, buy some oysters. You know.
Grow some oysters.
And just get some vitamin D. You know.
Let's go on a male aesthetics site, and we're gonna read some reviews. All right.
And just get your vitamins, all right, guys. That'll do it. And don't do long. Like if you're working out, don't do long cardio. Quick sprint exercises.
So here's what it says. True romance. Being desired and being the object of females' sexual fantasies is the most precious thing in existence. Its woman's sexuality revolve around making their loved one ejaculate and giving him pleasures. Only a few men get to have that, the genetic elite. No need to prove yourself worth of her love. No need for money, status, no arguing. Just love, companionship, and aesthetics. Okay. How about that?
Kind of sounds like a
real
stay-at-home dad. Maybe. Yeah.
So there's a picture of this man, and the comment says, first guy on the site with a possibly more dominant jawline than you. You know, because that's important. That's what we need. That's what we're doing. He looks good from the front. His profile, especially his forehead, is deep. I'd say he's a 4.25 out of 10 on the scale. Also, probably a combination of low IQ, being a standard cell, and living in a high male ratio city. Yeah, that's what happens.
Yeah. Maybe share that link in chat so our viewer can see some of the pictures.
Sure. Actually, I can't. I'm not in YouTube right now.
Oh.
1 second. Let me look it up. I'm gonna comment.
Okay. Yeah.
What is it called? NoFap Live?
Yeah. Destroy Fap live stream.
What the? Dude, somebody else did a NoFap live stream. That's not fair.
Right now?
No, a week ago. It got 5.8 thousand views. Yeah, that figures. Because it's a woman. It's a woman.
Oh.
Yeah. So,
Yeah. It looks like a lot of people have been doing live streams recently.
yeah. She invented it though.
Yeah, just a little late. She did it a few months ago.
2 watching, we got 1 like.
Yeah. I see 3 watching now. That's good.
I think that might be myself.
So something pretty topical right now. BitConnect. Hear about that? Hear about what's going on with that?
No. No, why don't you inform us?
Yeah, it was this little Bitcoin thing, right? Nothing too crazy. But it turned out they were just stealing people's monies. And they got to $1 billion of people's money. And then they closed shop.
All right, we got 4 people watching, so that's good.
Oh, getting some traction. Getting some traction.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So, you know, guys, whoever you are, leave us a comment and ask us whatever you want to know. You know, we're happy to answer and respond simultaneously to.
If I don't kiss my Onitus tomorrow, everyone neg me into oblivion.
What?
Just reading off of Lookism.
Oh yeah, yeah, very relevant site.
Yeah.
Are most men in fact incel? In case you don't know, incel means involuntarily celibate. But as you know, during NoFap, hard mode, we're voluntarily celibate, so that relieves us of the label of incel. All right, so this guy says, while outside today, I realized how ugly and or old the majority of men are. There are so many badly dressed guys, manlets, baldies, wrinklies, and other Untermensch, I'm assuming that means subhuman men, going about their daily busy with a spring in their step. You know, as in, why would they be happy if they're not, you know, physically evolved and acclimated to the appropriate, you know, genetic level that you need to have a successful life. So surely most, if not all of these men must be single and long-time incels. Yet it doesn't show from their demeanors. On the outside, they all seem so content with their lives. I guess these men are very stoical and kind of come to accept that it's how things are for them, without ever going through a red pill, earth-shattering, circle-jerking phase. They may go through a sort of grieving process on their own, obviously. And they must be in no doubt about their fate. If by the time they are 35 or 40, they have been incelling for their whole life, I don't think they're still deluding themselves at that age. Give them that, at least. If my hunch is correct, and all these subpar poor men are indeed long-time incels, I can only say that they deserve our respect for carrying on with such quiet and strong dignity. All right, now let's talk about that. You know, so carrying on with such quiet and strong dignity, these men are voluntarily celibate. Now, the real question is, how do you know they're not voluntarily celibate, as you are on NoFap hard mode, and that's the reason they're so happy, right? That's the reason. They have the spring in their step. This person didn't consider that. And maybe they are not insecure, because they're getting attention from women, right? Does that make sense? Agree?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense to me, but I don't know if our viewers think the same.
Yeah, well,
Hopefully they do. We'll just have to wait and see.
I don't know. It's almost comical, you know. Most men marry the first girl that shows interest in them, it seems, and then hang on to her for dear life. You know, and that's true. It's not natural. Monogamy is unnatural, you know, in every sense of the word. But that doesn't mean that we want you to just go around, you know, fucking. Oh, I can't say that. Uh, you know, sleeping with every woman that you see. You know, because you're gonna lose your vital energy. You know that relates to you know, astral sex. Uh, in a way. Well, we'll get to that in a second. Uh, but you know, if you lose all your vital energy, then you become the involuntarily celibate gentleman, uh, you know, who's not getting laid. So you go from this massive, you know, douchebag, you know, screwing everybody, and then you go from that to an incel because you lose all your vital energy. It's a balance, guys. You know, that's what we're talking about here. You know, there's never a reason to fap because you know you're not going to impregnate your computer, right? There's no real value there. Um, but there is value to sexual contact with another human being. You know, woman or well, we're not going to judge. You know, whatever your preference is. Uh, but you know, so it's important to keep in mind. You need to have a balance between, you know, how many women you sleep with, right? Just because you can get women doesn't mean you should go with all of them. So it's a relative post.
Yes. That's true.
All right.
I see some.
Astral sex.
Uh,
Astral sex is the
astral sex is. Astral sex is well. It's almost exactly what it sounds like. It's a form of astral communication in some sense, but in another sense, it is sex. Hence the name astral sex.
sex. The definition: the ability for your astral energy body to astral travel via astral projection by separating from the physical body and merging with another energy source. When the two or more energies merge, astral sex occurs, right? So it's like ghosts screwing each other, but the ghosts are not dead at the time of doing it, you know?
Sort of. It's like it's. I guess you'd call it pretty. Yeah. the average Asian penis size is 3 inches erect, according to Rodeo, member of Lickism.
Really?
Yeah. I find that hard to believe, personally.
Well, it's not about the size, it's about the, you know.
Well, after all, he's a one-star member.
Question for you guys. Exciting question of the day, all right, for everybody watching right now. Would you rather have a machine gun, a 50 caliber machine gun with one bullet, or a little tiny pistol with 3 mags, right? And you can hopefully see the analogy here. You know, would you rather have a tiny dick with a ton of, you know, stuff inside it, or would you rather have a, you know, a freaking monster with nothing, you know, because you're wasting it all the time. So very relevant, and all right, keep that in mind, right? So it doesn't matter the size, it matters the ammunition. Just put it that way.
So the average penis size, ethnicity, race, and country can be found at penissizes.org. Here in the United States, the average in the year 2014 was flaccid. Not too. Yes. The average penis length flaccid was the average penis length erect in centimeters was 14.15, and for our American viewers in inches, that would be 5.7 inches. That's erect.
Huh. Not a no-fap, man.
On no-fap, your penis triples in size. Just a little bit of an over-exaggeration there. If I had a 15, nay, a 17.1 inch penis, that's not attractive.
Well, if I had a penis, it would be fucking big. Just kidding. I do. Most males are in perpetual pussy worshipping. All right. Putting women on a pedestal
is foolish.
Because, yeah, you know, because you're a weak man, right? There was a live stream I watched the other day, and a guy followed 2 women for 30 minutes. You know, I'm not joking. 30 minutes straight until they had to call security on it. That's called putting women on a pedestal. But you can do this in simpler actions, such as when you talk, your voice goes up rather than down. And that's just not acceptable, right? Your voice has to go down every time you talk so that it doesn't sound like you're interested. If you sound interested, they're going to think you're interested. You want to show intent, but you don't want to show neediness, right? So that's all well and good. But at this point in my life is a blur of pain. Every day is yet another legion, and pain and humility. I'm not even alive anymore. just a walking machine of suffering. Literally, my day is filled with 4 to 5 episodes of strong pain. I have no idea how I am breathing and how I can go on. My incel looks have ruined my life. Okay.
Stop masturbating.
Yeah,
One.
man, stop masturbating if you don't want your incel looks to ruin your life, man. I mean, your face will change if that is the Brother Natural. Thank you for joining. No, we have not relapsed. Wet dreams, yeah, but we don't count those as a relapse. But we've been going strong. And at this point, man, it's really not. It's not an issue anymore. It's not even a thought that we consider, because it's become the same kind of habit that fapping every night used to be. It's just natural. There's no need for it. We don't crave it. Sex with real women, yes, and we've scored, right? Fist bump,
Hundreds and billions of them. Just kidding.
Almost, man. But
sometimes
we try to stay celibate for spiritual reasons as much as we can. How are you doing, by the way, Brother Natural? Have you been going strong?
Yeah, no relapses, right?
We hope you're not relapsing, man.
So here's an interesting thread I found.
What's that?
Y'all should consider suicide every day.
Oh,
food for thought. I would too.
But, yeah, I would
but he posts food for thought.
300 days. Thought. 1 second. Pause. 300 days, man. That's impressive.
Good work.
I've noticed
closing in on a year.
That mountain increased attraction from females fluctuates. Yeah, it does fluctuate, but overall, I think if this were a graph, overall the the attraction and the attention escalates, infinitely. So and that's what we've noticed as well. Is some days,
but
it feels like you lost.
It's not exactly exponential or a linear growth. It's sort of a roller coaster growth,
Any tips on how I can keep my attraction consistent? All right, man. So this is more of a mindset thing, from what we've experienced, more than it is a physical thing. But they go hand in hand. But I would recommend to say affirmations that confirm your confidence in yourself and your self-worth, because they can feel it. When you walk around, they can feel your confidence. But if you're having a rough day maybe, and you're not really encouraging yourself, you're not having positive self-talk, they're going to pick up on that, even if you're on a high streak. It's just that the high streak that you're on is going to amplify whatever positive feelings. And I'm suspicious that it might actually amplify the negative feelings as well. So I've been doing this. I'm not sure if T has, but night, morning affirmations, just affirm whatever you're trying to accomplish and who you are, and it's gonna. I would say that would help to keep your attraction consistent. Hopefully, let us know how it works after you try it. Thanks for the question.
We appreciate it.
We got 6 watching now. It's going up. It's going up just like our streak every single day, 24/7. 6 people watching. More than 0.
Yeah. That's the truth.
So astral sex, this is something I've been
interesting concept.
Yeah, because it's a way of fulfilling your sexual desires in the astral plane, in the spiritual plane, without actually losing your semen. All right, great. Good to hear that. Yeah, without losing your semen, but I'm assuming it does take up some energy. All right, I have a problem. How can I get women to appreciate the struggle I'm going through? I think my problem is that I may boast about my conservatism. Well,
Well,
you know,
it's often, I find, best not to force someone to appreciate a struggle, but
better to show
force
them,
show
the
them
struggle, as opposed to,
most, even showing them how you overcome your struggle.
and it's in the body language. If you're lifting something heavy, you don't want to just lift something heavy. You want to make noises while you're lifting it, so that they understand
Yes.
going through physical anguish. And yes, conservatism, that's not a widely accepted belief form. Very few people in the world are of that mindset. So, in the democratic America that this is. So,
I find conservatism, a commitment to the traditional values, can often go hand in hand with the no-fap lifestyle. But our traditional values are farther from what would be considered traditional in the sense of America, and more traditional in the sense of existence. Do you understand?
it's well said.
Yes.
All right,
Yes.
let me see.
You got any more
Lookism quotes.
lookism? Yeah, let's
Very
check
good.
some.
Thanks. Well, thank you, stranger, for watching. Every view counts, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what matters. All right. To every one of you, quote unquote, just be normal theorists who claim everyone outside of the effing universe in the real world is getting laid regularly. How about you get out there and do the same if it's so easy? How about you create a Tinder profile and see how many girls are interested in you? How about you go to social events and try to get a girl interested in you? How about you show us pathetic subhuman autistic basement dwellers how it's done? All right, please do this and report back with a picture of you laid or your newfound GF. Chances are higher I will learn how to fly. You will just come back as crushed as any one of us, because guess what? No girl is interested in you if you are not a masculine male model, and you will realize this sooner than you wish for, right?
Notice this is from lookism, or rather,
Lookism.
I'd say far from the no-fap lifestyle. If I were to guess, I would have to say that he is never even heard of no-fap, or at least never participated in the
lifestyle.
In the revolutionary lifestyle that.
Yeah, so what we're trying to do here with these quotes is create a contrast. Because
See us the perfect definition of no-fap contributor, and then you see autistic basement dwelling subhumans.
we don't want to say autistic, because that's a negative, But yes. The actions are that of somebody with a slight mental impairment. I don't know if that's the correct way of putting it. Well, let's read this poem. All right, this poem is called Decay, and it's by somebody on Lookism. Is there dignity in living life as an entity born into ruin? We feel withdrawal. Subhumanity is poison, and we are lost without a cure. We are not fit to walk amongst them. Eventually, this is something we must accept. The world moves on without us. and only the grave welcomes us with open arms. So pray for your rebirth. Pray for another chance to bloom. While the rats will feed off of our failure, we wither away rotted from the core. Welcome to your new home at lookism.com. Right? So this guy's saying because he's not attractive, he's kind of, you know, his life is pointless, right? So I just want to address this. You know, physicality, physical appearance, when you're on NoFap becomes irrelevant because women don't think like that, man. Women do not think like that. They're not that focused about it. It's more the essence that you give off, okay? So people need to really I don't know, if you want to advertise for NoFap, go on the lookism.com, right? All right.
Yes. Lookism. So I found this is actually surprisingly related to the NoFap movement. From a user, Marin, related it in a way that is completely the opposite of related, in that he says, a fap a day keeps regrets away. And I would just like to disagree wholeheartedly with that sentiment. I think fapping almost compounds your regrets and leads you to become a human who thinks often of their regrets and not looking at something of a yes. And I think fapping prevents forward progression and keeps you looking at your life in a negative way, especially after you finish your fapping session. At least I often found myself hating what I was at that moment. And
Right, man.
You
know the feeling, guys. Let's do a, like we all know the feeling, right? So you think, okay, I've made it 70 days, right? And let's just say 2 weeks, for your new homies. So we made it 2 weeks. What like, and you're like, what an accomplishment. I know I can go longer, right? I know I can go longer. So you go maybe to 3 weeks. Like, wow, it hasn't changed that much since between 2 and 3 weeks. Like, well, I guess I experienced what it's like to be on NoFap because I went from 2 to 3 weeks, and that was the prime time, right? Which it wasn't, by the way. So you relapse, and then it's like, what was the point? You're you're just back where you started, and it's depressing. Then you don't know if you ever want to go past 2 weeks again, instead of just having kept on. Just keep going.
One thing I'd like to add is you mentioned peak, which I know you know that there is no peak to NoFap, but I would just like to make sure everyone knows that there are not peak times, as in a true peak. There are some local peaks, but in reality, your lifestyle and your love for life, your love for your surroundings and everything else only increases as you continue not to masturbate. For time, of course. You'll feel some dips every now and again, but that's only natural. But those dips will soon turn into more positives, and those positives will always outweigh the negatives while on the NoFap grind.
It's true. It's true. Let's see. Here's another one. let me see. I'm bottom 5% looks, and I've had 3 to 4 out of 10 girls interested in me here and there my whole life. So he's saying his physical features are in the bottom 5%, and 3 out of 10 girls are interested in. I'm just a perfectionist, so none of them are good enough for me. This is my own pathology. If I was normal, I would just take them and be happy. No. Yeah, he is normal, you naturally want the best. So, but NoFap will allow you to get the best, even if your looks are subpar. That's very important to remember. Or your looks might be subpar, but if you're on NoFap, that brings you from a 4, probably. You probably add three points to whatever you are, maybe 4. So you're 4 out of 10, 8 out of 10, boom. Right?
That's partially, I'd say your looks increase, just base looks increase in a physical form by 1 just from not masturbating, but your confidence and how you hold yourself, which is not quite as physical, but it manifests in a physical way, it adds the extra 3. So
right.
It just shows you, no matter what you're given, you just got to look the man in the eye or woman in the eye, and they'll understand that you are attractive because you think you are.
Yeah, and there's a woman NoFap movement, right? There are women doing that. There's credibility to that, but unfortunately for them, men don't typically think the same way women do. They're not. Men respond to visual stimuli much more than women. So for you men out there, to be, physically attractive is less relevant. It's more about the vibe that you give off, because that's what women pick up on. And men do subtly pick up on vibes from women, but it's they're more visual. So you men out there are lucky to have the ability to be on NoFap. You got to think of it that way. You're lucky, right? Yeah.
One thing that's good to keep in mind is masturbation is similar to any other addictions in that the benefits temporary increase in mood are outweighed by the negatives. Those negatives being a loss of testosterone. You often start to develop a self-hatred, whether that be
very common.
From hating yourself.
Just giving up. You give up on your goal. That doesn't feel good. It's psychology, right?
Yeah. That's not the truest thing I've heard. One thing. Before we were discussing penis length, And one thing I found, a lot of ethnic folk who that your ethnicity has very little to do with your penis size, which I found interesting.
Incel versus Chad traits. Oh, now they're talking about. I probably can't say. Let me see. Oh, that's a graphic. I can't read that. Chad has high DHT and high T hair coverage, but it's aesthetic and clean. Meanwhile, I can't read that. It's graphically talking about the backsides of Chads versus incels. Interesting. The most common incel traits. If one single point applies to you, you are definitely an incel. Being an anti-feminist, watching anime, being obsessive with Japanese culture and art, browsing meme boards like 4chan/POL, listening to metal, being into goth, computer games, anime, manga, metal music subculture, preferring animals over humans, aka social reject, being an edgy sociopath, dark triad, misanthropophobe, etc., disliking high E booty shorts like Kim Kardashian because they are primitive, aka they go for big dick, muscular, high T dom slayers, and I'm just a weak, pathetic frame cell human twink. Disliking hypersexual mainstream music, especially hip hop/R&B because it's primitive and not sophisticated, low IQ, N-word music. aka I'm too low T for masculine, high T dominant Slayer music. Being pale as F, aka basement dwelling social reject, aka into metal goth subculture. Bleeping online about masculine dom males like Italian Guidos, N-word, Muslims, aka I'm a little incel. Beep, please beep me. All right, fair enough. These traits can all be summed up. Ugly face. Ugly face is very evident and objective thing.
One thing I found is I have gotten very close. Well, I suspect what is very close to achieving astral sex through.
Really?
Yes, I spent several hours meditating. I was actually on a date. The date was also meditating. We were in a room together, which I think made it a little bit easier to achieve.
So both of you projected.
Physical connection. Yes.
Both of you projected from your bodies while you were meditating. And you got close. Okay.
What I suspect is close.
So you were feeling the vibrations and the the out of body sensation.
I was erect.
Oh.
But it was a strange reaction. It was it remained flaccid, but it was erect. Do you understand?
Yeah, I've heard similar accounts before. Very, very strange phenomena, you know? But, so guys, you people listening here, listen up. This is important. So, astral sex, you know, having sex without having sex, basically. Look up astral sex. You know, that's a way of relieving your sexual urges without actually having to fail the NoFap challenge. But do it with your own caution. You know, I don't know. I'm not a doctor. Okay, I can't tell you to astral sexify. You could have to figure that out on your own, right? It's like everything. You got to figure it out on your own. But NoFap will get you laid, 100%. Right? So you don't
If you
even
allow
worry
it.
about it.
If you allow it.
If you allow it to. You know, there's people. I always I sense resistance from people, you know, that are on NoFap, you know, because we help people, you know, in real life. Too. We have I guess sort of counseling sessions with people, and that's one subject that we're open to, and you know, people are all excited about their accomplishments with NoFapping, but they you know, they don't want to execute. They're happy with the anticipation, thinking, you know, maybe one day, you know, I'll get laid, but they don't ever execute. It's execution from you know, your sexual chakras. You gotta you gotta use them, man. You can't just look forward to it. So you use it or lose it, right? You know, use your sexual powers, or you're gonna get fed up and you're gonna relapse because you're not using them. You're not talking to girls. You know, that's a common cause of relapse, right? You know, you're not actually talking to girls, and that's what you wanted to do in the first place, and then you relapse. So, yeah, just food for thought, right?
Yeah, food for thought. I noticed a lot of people often complain about their hair thinning, which
NoFap got me. Boy, 1 second. We got a comment. Man. Okay.
Blue balls. You're in the wrong mindset, bud.
All right.
That's what it is.
See, the reason I'm not a doctor, you know, but I have experience with this, okay? I have a lot of experience with this. If your mind's on sex constantly, and correct me if I'm wrong, I'm just assuming your mind was on sex through most of your streak, right? That will lead to blue balls because you're lusting constantly, and you get erections because you see a girl, because you're focused on her sexuality and stuff. When you're doing NoFap, I want you to try this out. Take the meditative route of NoFap. Don't be focused at first, you know, until you're really ready to start talking to women. Don't be focused on them. Just, you know, create an inner peace, right? An inner tranquility, and you know, meditate daily, take cold showers, and don't worry about the woman at first, because that'll lead to blue balls. You know, it is a constant lusting. You do that.
Blue balls.
Yeah, tell me.
Is a result of a negative mindset. That negative mindset. Lustful, negative mindset. because a proper lustful mindset
Mindset
will
of
result
love.
in
It's a mindset of love, not lust. You know, you love yourself.
will
You
likely
appreciate a
result
woman.
in an interaction.
You just appreciate the interaction. You appreciate the feminine and masculine energy more so than you appreciate, you know, the just plain sexuality. It's not going to interest you after 90 days, you know. So yeah, man.
Just keep on the grind. I think if you work at it, then soon will
Prosper.
achieve a point where you prosper without having blue balls.
And you're not going to have to try. That's the beauty of it, you know. It's going to come naturally. And it's going to come naturally, you know. Thanks for the comment.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
Charlie Sheen had it all, but it backfired. Now, let me see what you're talking about. Do you know what he's talking about, T? What is he talking
Charlie Sheen.
Is he a transsexual now?
Charlie Sheen.
Oh, he sexual assault allegation. I think. Oh, Charlie Sheen says he is HIV positive. Let me see. Right, patience. Yeah. Actor Charlie Sheen told NBC's News Today show Tuesday that he was diagnosed as an HIV positive about 4 years ago, and that a few people who knew it demanded money from him to keep the secret. I'm here to admit that I am in fact HIV positive, Sheen told NBC's Matt Lauer. And I have to put a stop to this onslaught, this barrage of attacks and sub-truths, and very harmful and mercurial stories that are about the alleged threatening the health of so many others, which couldn't be further from the truth. He's not sure how he contracted the virus. Yeah. Yeah, well, I wonder why, man. It's pretty obvious to me. You know, one thing you learn from NoFap, thanks for this, you know, this mentioning this, Indicut. We appreciate it. You know, one thing you learn is patience, how to control yourself. People think it's the opposite. But really it's you learn patience. It's common sense, you know, because you have to deny yourself that pleasure. Therefore, in real life, you're not going to go hook up with somebody with AIDS or whatever. Yeah, very very relevant. T, what do you think?
I think it's difficult to sum up thoughts of I have on this subject in a concise manner, so I'll just refrain from doing so. Thank you. I appreciate appreciate your cooperation.
I think what T means to say is that patience is virtue. And I think that's what Indicut is, implying. And yeah, no fap's gonna get you patience, and that applies to every aspect of your life, not just sex. It applies to patience. Fap is safe sex in a way. Nothing safe about that, man. Nothing safe about.
So,
all right, Tan.
One thing I'd like to suggest.
Rundown.
So you think it's safe, but it's an addictive. It's an addictive happening that often leads to depression, which leads to suicide. So,
no, not
just messing with you. I guess in a way it's safe, but it's not safe for your lifestyle.
Yeah, man,
It's safe. It's safe in the sense that it allows you to survive, but it's not safe in the sense where it allows you to live.
We don't think you're a bad person or you're ridiculous for fapping. Like it's.
I mean, we've all been there.
We've all been there, man, and it is.
We just think it's not productive for your growth as a person.
For animals, to sexually release relatively frequent is natural, but as human beings, there are different things that we have knowledge of that can help us to ascend beyond primates, and nofap would happen to be one of them. So because it relates to spirituality and it relates to enlightenment, and whether you believe in that stuff or not, it's truth can be found, when you go on a long streak and you start your issues start coming to the surface, so fapping is safe if you want to stay safe, you want to stay in your little bubble and not break outside your comfort zone. But once you go on a 30 or 40-day streak, you start to realize your insecurities and your issues, and you take care of it, and then maybe after 90 days you go back and you without porn, you fap once a month, but you're not going to rape somebody, in a 90-day no fap streak, and you're not going to have sex with just whatever hooker you want because you're on no fap. This doesn't make any sense. If you're going to relapse, you're going to relapse to, PMO like you always did. So I'd have to agree, but I disagree, and with what you're trying to insinuate by saying that. But I appreciate the insight. It's a relatively valid point. Six viewers. That is one more than 5 viewers.
We appreciate it, guys. Keep if you're new to the channel, which I have my doubts, just hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to leave a like. Sorry I had to
donate to PayPal because
I don't think we have that set up.
No, we don't, but that's okay. We'll keep.
We don't need any money.
We'll keep improving. Yes, we do. No, we'll keep improving. So yeah, draw transformation via nofap. What do you think, T?
Draw transformation via nofap. It's real.
I mean, look at him.
My chin has grown substantially in the past few seconds.
More like over 200 days, but yeah, it's the theory, that if you are producing more testosterone consistently, that eventually it can affect, everything. It affects the dick, penis length for sure, and that's good. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. Within reason, you know.
Yes. So.
All right, fapping and its effects on hormones. I believe that fapping is a lot harmful because it has many effects on hormones. With masturbation comes lots of dopamine, and with lots of dopamine comes lots of prolactin to cancel out that dopamine. And prolactin also blocks testosterone. Oh, okay. Yeah, so and that relates to jaw growth stimulation. All right, he asks, what is the positives you gain from no fap? Man, I could write an essay. You know,
You could write a book.
main thing, man. Right, to make it simple for you, the positive effects of not fapping is self-love, and that leads to women. That leads to healthier body, healthier mind, and alignment and synergy, and it's high energy. So that's the main. I don't want to give you the whole, woman attraction, of course, yeah, physical appearance improving, of course, et cetera, et cetera. But I can't give you everything, man. You're gonna have to experience it. But don't expect anything. Just do it, and just do it with a meditative mindset, and you'll start experiencing things, But don't be too attached to what might happen from it. All right, Brother Natural asks, is it true that certain women are attracted to guys on NoFap because they want to take their life force away from them? Okay, now this is
sort of like a succubus.
Yeah, sucking your life energy, literally, if you know what I mean. But
I haven't heard these rumors come up before, but I could see it.
Yeah, I mean, this is a yes and no kind of answer. They don't want to take your life force from you because they're evil. I'm sure you're somewhat aware of that. It might seem like that, but I do think, on the other hand, they sense something very valuable. They don't know what that is, but they sense something very valuable, and therefore they want that for themselves, because it's like seeing something shiny and you chase after it. What do you think about that, T?
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I don't think it. I don't think they. I don't think they actively seek you out for a life force, but they actively seek you out for the intangible from their perspective.
Yep.
Which could be life force. They don't know.
Yeah.
Could be your confidence.
It is your life. Yeah, they don't know what it is though. Yeah, exactly. But it is your life force. Along with other benefits you gain, just standing taller, whatever. Rare traits that most men do not embody. Yeah, good question, man. Okay.
Good question.
Fapping desensitizes the serotonin receptors too. So yeah, there's a lot of negative effects that are overlooked because the porn industry is booming, and a lot of money goes into that. This isn't common knowledge. You guys are privileged for being aware of this knowledge. Indicut says, okay. Meditation, everybody watching now, when you go to bed, before you go to bed, try 10 minutes of meditation, then just go to bed. You're not going to be doing anything more interesting anyway. Just give it a try. It's important. If you're going to be on NoFap, you got to have meditation mixed in with your regular NoFapping schedule, part of your life, one way or the other, or else you're gonna burn out. Too much energy not flowing. I speak from experience, obviously.
Indicut says if porn was illegal, it would be no choice but to NoFap.
Less desirable, yeah. I didn't have
could
any
see
desire.
that porn logic.
Yeah,
but I think it gets easier once you become more in tune with lifestyle to realize that fapping is a reaction to a lack of confidence, in my opinion.
Yeah, in part it is. I think personally, as a young boy, I wasn't interested in fapping. I thought that was kind of weird. It didn't strike me as something like I would want to do. It was the porn, right? It was the soft core porn that made it. That was a gateway, and that made it. As I was thinking, what can I do to make this even better? And that led me to fapping, and then I really started losing all the energy. So yeah, you're right. It does make it too easy. It would still be out there. People would still do it, but probably in moderation. People would be much healthier because it's the amount that people do it is not natural. Brother Natural says, what many don't know is that our society encourages porn and masturbation because they want to make us, men, effeminate, which will ultimately destroy the nuclear family. Yeah, and that's a conspiracy theory, but a theory doesn't mean that it's wrong. Doesn't mean it's necessarily true. But yeah, I agree.
I mean, looking around,
more feminine.
Yeah, if you look around at society right now, it is becoming more effeminate.
Men wearing skinny jeans.
Whether or not that is society's intention or not is debatable, but it is clearly a result of porn.
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate the feminine nature of guys. Men with. It's important to have a balance. Some people are more naturally feminine. I don't think that homosexuality is necessarily natural. I think that's a cause of porn. But I think femininity is natural, but I think it's important to have strong opposing feminine and masculine sides, you know. But you're right. Yeah, I think that it would be useful to society for there to be less masculine energy, so they have more control. Any foods to make me chill out
Um,
more? T knows about that.
um, well, do you mean chill out more, even like in a off the list? Well, oh, so you can prevent yourself from masturbating. Um, just
Organic,
I guess if just eat
fruitarian,
organic.
fruitarian.
Avoid low fat foods. Um, those are
You know,
I find that
try to lay off the meat. You know, the like try to go a little. I don't know if you're on a workout plan or something where you need a lot of protein, but try going more, more vegetarian. That'll help in many ways. Uh, Stress leads to porn. Yes, it does. It's the easy way out of the negative feelings. Yeah, temporarily. Yeah.
that's a fair point.
And we're gonna end this at 11, guys. So get all your
A heads up.
questions out.
That's in 15 minutes if you're in a different time zone.
Yeah, 15. Okay, let's read this. Where we stay. We are in the Appalachians, the high mountains. Yeah, we're on the East Coast too. Yeah, Virginia, Southwest Virginia. Let me see. Over 70,000 men have signed up to an online forum vowing to give up porn and masturbation. This is making fun of NoFap. Um, Forgive our impertinence. What?
Brother Natural has a pretty good question.
Oh,
Where do
yeah,
you see the no fat movement 5 years from now?
yeah, go for it.
I see it almost becoming more of a more pointed spear where the most committed uh, more people in the community that are more guru like, you could say, and I'll see a few strong leaders coming out that can lead the group best with experience and a good example, lead by example.
Yeah, I see it as I see there being a a I see two opposing sides. I see people who think it's a bunch of BS, and I see people who think that it's the healthy way to live, and I see some people falling behind. I see some people progressing and evolving, and you can probably guess the people that are evolving, right? Right now, the numbers are small, but they're less small than they used to be. So in 5 years, I'm thinking two opposing sides, not necessarily in disagreeing or fighting with each other, but two very distinct groups of people. The enlightened people and then people who want to stick with the old way of doing things. So which would be sad. It's important that everybody jumps on the train, right? What helps? Okay, that good question. In the cut says, what helps keep your mind off the porn or sex? What do you think?
For me, it's just healthy eating, meditation. Trying to think back to the start of my journey. It was just healthy eating, meditation. I worked out. I ran. A lot of body weight exercises.
Yeah, calisthenics, etc. We have a workout video somewhere, just like a little motivation. But I think personally, I think you need to not let yourself not let yourself get carried away. The triggers happen in real life. You're gonna walk by and you're gonna see a woman that's gonna lead to sexual thoughts, which is gonna lead to, looking at porn, which is gonna lead to masturbation. So I think that you need to practice meditation, not just specifically sitting down and meditating. I think as a lifestyle, so that you can be perceptive to when your mind starts wandering off into sexual thoughts, and how to control the thoughts. You have full control over what's happening in your own mind. That's very important. And you just shut down all those sexual thoughts till it becomes a habit, and your mind's not on sex. It's on improvement. Focus on other forms of improvement too. Focus on your hobbies, whatever. Get hobbies if you don't have any. Card games, for example. Good hobby. What helps? Oh, any religion involved. What do you mean by that?
I think he means in reference to the meditation.
No. I mean, no. Religion is you gotta you can use religions for information. I mean, I don't whatever you want, man. I mean, like personally, I think religions, if that helps you, you got to have individuality, and you can't just. It's important to be an individual rather than going with the herd. But if you can take advice from the people that is relevant to you personally, then go with that. But it's not necessarily religious meditation. If you want it to be, if that helps you, you can do that. But more if you want to say affirmations in your head, that's fine. But the point is to control your mind and to not let it do whatever it wants. That's going to help you to stay on NoFap.
Yeah, that's true.
Yep. I think we're going to have to. All right, man. Sleep well.
All right, good night. All right.
Well, you want to end early?
Yeah, let's end it off there. Thanks for coming in, Indica and Brother Natural. Indica as well.
We're gonna try to keep it maybe every other day. What do you think?
I'm busy on Saturday, but I can do it Sunday for sure.
Yeah.
It'll probably be a little bit earlier than this, right? Like,
yeah.
Probably start at 7.
Yeah, man. We've been trying to figure out how to set this up, and we're still not there yet completely. But we're gonna try to. I don't know. Be sure to share it. We need more people watching this to make it a worthwhile endeavor. So.
All right.
All right.
Thanks for coming in, Indica. And
all right.
have a good one.
Bye.
All right. Have a good one. See you guys.